Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoyed these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing a lovely 600-piece limited edition from the year 2000, the white gold Vacheron Constantin Historiques Carree 1936, a timepiece modeled on a historical piece from the tumultuous 1930s. The original predated Vacheron reference numbers, but it is immortalized in this remarkably true historic homage. Now on my wrist, the Carree 1936 is a handsome, if wonderfully restrained, 31.7 millimeters across the case, and measuring from the edge of each lug to its opposite number. Now if you were to measure the watch from approximately 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, but again, the edges of the lugs, you would find that it is a 35.2 millimeter watch across the wrist lug to lug. It is very compact and ultra thin, only 7 millimeters thick, and you can see the 19 millimeter spacing between the lugs, both very cozy and tight and wonderfully traditional in its proportion relative to the case. The timepiece is remarkably nuanced, but it's also richly equipped, and you can see that we get a large rectangular scale alligator leather in a matte finish, bolstered down its center. There is a sheer side showing the layers of construction with a monotone stitch, calfskin on the underside, and you can see this is a new Vacheron Constantin factory strap, hand cut and made in France, probably by Camille Fournet, OEM supplier to Vacheron, Jaeger-LeCoultre, and others in the Richemont Empire. Now the watch comes with a full matching white gold deployment clasp that is exquisitely of high polish internally, and you can see externally the company's logo, the Maltese cross for the buckle segment itself. The case is remarkably strong for a fairly compact white gold and, I have to say, exquisitely detailed act of metallic origami. The edges and the creases and the junction lines on this case are the stuff of dreams. The level of precision in the assembly of this case would have put Patek Philippe's in-house case making circa 2000 to shame, and you could see the sharp and, one might even say, model-defining lugs projecting at all four corners. If Vacheron has one consistent design, shall we call tradition, from age to age, era to era, and owner to owner, it has been strong, striking, even strident lug designs. Think about how many different Vacheron lug designs you can think of, from this to the Corne de Vache and everything in between. That's exactly what I mean. Now the watch has a strong rectilinear geometry, and you can see there are sharp 90-degree breaks between the vertical and horizontal sweep of the case, and the same is true on the dial. The dial is deceptively complex. You can see that there is fluting down the center of the hands for higher contrast, a silver base, and then you can see there are relieved outlines about the indices and the stylized white gold Roman numerals. There is a square within a square, and then there is a rectangle within a square for the center dial. So you have your square for subseconds, then you have your rectangle for the center of the dial. You can see that this is one of the last Sigma dials, as those were pretty much phased out by the end of the 1990s. Vacheron and Patek were the last to use this signature, which was originally promoted in the 1970s by a Swiss precious metals trade group. So Sigma meant you had white gold hands and indices, and then you would see OM or Massif, the double Sigma signature, if you had a solid gold dial. So this is one of the last of the Sigma dials, and that's something collectors look for. Now the watch is exquisite and simple. 3 hands, no nonsense. Vintage-inspired Vacheron crown, as you would have seen on the original, and through the case back, a Vacheron caliber that's doing business here as 1017, but I'll let you in on a little secret. This is a JLC Reverso caliber 822, but it is exquisitely adjusted in 5 positions like a chronometer. 30 meters water-resistant manual wind. You can see individual numbering. The movement is beating away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. The 21 joule movement with a 45-hour power reserve, and you can see, as it was originally designed for the Reverso Grand Tie, it is properly sized and shaped for this case. This is a relationship, Vacheron and JLC, that dates back to, well, the earliest days of LeCoultre back in the 19th century. Vacheron, of course, the oldest continuously operating manufacturer in Switzerland. It has never been discontinued, laid up, or rebooted. Handsome Côte de Genève across the bridges with a decent chamfer or anglage on the edge of the bridge, black polished screws, and there is an engine turning or perlage across the base plate, nicely executed by JLC on behalf of Vacheron Constantin, and that is the reference 1017 movement. Now this is an exquisite watch, limited edition, rarely seen, special, and redolent of Vacheron's greatest styling traditions. You can see this quintessential dress watch and make it yours on the watch box.